Hello everyone! Welcome to another Magic Arena deck tech. We're going to be doing some matches right now of a Merfolk Pauper deck that we have. And I just ran it through a gauntlet. We went 5-0 pretty easily, which was fantastic. This deck is super fun. It's just a lot of tempo, blue-green, unblockable Merfolk as well. Stuff like that. Lots of different like pump spells, River Heralds, Boon, and some shed weaknesses, some cartouches to help. And it's been doing really well for me, so you can go and check the deck tech, it's down below. And I want to give a big shout out to, of course, our sponsor, inkgaming.com, and all of the subs and patrons who help make this possible. You should definitely check out Ink Gaming. They do really cool custom playmats and mouse pads, all kinds of gaming gear. And I've got a promo code down below, so you can get a little bit of a discount on what you order. Alright, I'm going to mulligan this, I think. I mean, this is... if I got an island, it would be fine. Deeproot Warrior early is nice. Maybe I keep it. This one's rough. I'm really not sure how to do this one. We're split 11 and 11, so like there's 11 islands for us to find. It's gonna be 51. I'm just trying to think about how early I'm gonna want it. We get a few draws. I'm actually gonna keep this. I think that it's acceptable. There's also a lot of other green cards that we can draw that are good, so we're not super worried about it. Oh, one thing that I did not mention in the deck that I probably should mention now. We're just 11 and 11 on forests versus islands. And the reason why I did that, people might go like, well, why don't you have any tap lands? The deck is really trying to curve out. Pauper, I feel like in Standard, is really aggressive, and it's been borne out so far from what I've played of it. And this deck is also pretty aggressive. We don't want to have a tap land early when we're trying to curve out. And our mana base isn't really hard. Like, we're not on a particularly difficult mana base here, and we really just need to have untapped lands every turn if we can. It's going to be really important to our tempo strategy. Hopefully we can get an island here, and then we've got Cartouche and Unsummon, Dive Down, lots of things to protect ourselves. Slitherblade looks like they're just kind of going all in on it. Alright. I'd love to have an Unsummon. Like, that's where you can see Unsummon is really good. Countering a Cartouche of Knowledge is massive. I wonder if they're playing Sailor of Means. Are they trying to play another color? Like, they might not be mono blue. They might be like us and just having a little bit of an issue. Alright, sweet. Whew. I'm a little bit nervous about using Cartouche here. Just because of the simple fact that then we can't dive down and protect it. I think I'm going to do it anyways. We're going to be a little risky here and see what we get. Do they have an Unsummon? Oh, goodness. Oof. Alright. Obviously not, or if they do, then they kind of made a mistake with it. And I'm okay with that either way. Smack them back for 4, and we are in a race. I'm going to leave up Shed Weakness. We don't need to use it for just, like, little petty damage right now. It's much better to have it as, like, protection, combat trick kind of stuff later on. If we can draw another island now, that'd be perfect, because then we have access to Dive Down as well. I'd like to play the Mist-Cloaked Herald. There's honestly maybe even an argument to just holding up Dive Down. Oh, yeah, okay. So we're going to be in great shape when we can unsummon this. I wonder if they'll... They should attack, because they can't actually block Deeproot Warrior. Not profitably. Sure. Even without the combat trick, it just becomes a 5/5, if you'll remember. Whenever it becomes blocked, it gets +1/+1. Implement of Ferocity. Are they going to... Oh, they're not going to use it. They could have used it. So that's why I was kind of surprised. Could go for Storm Sculptor and then Jade Bearer, put it back on. That's actually a pretty sweet idea. We're not going to die next turn, so we can just hold up Unsummon on a turn when it really matters, and in the meantime just like beat them to death. Let them think that they're winning this race. Put more into Slitherblade and then just get them. I think that's the plan. Because it looks like their plan is to just go all in on Slitherblade. Which maybe I'm making a big mistake. They might have their own like negates, dive down kind of cards to stop us from being able to do this. One with the wind now on that, sure. So they're just leaving themselves dead on board. I don't even need to unsummon. They have to have something like unsummon themselves. It looks like they do. Blink of an eye. Okay. So just the worst unsummon. Just a little more expensive. Now we go... Deeproot, Jade Bearer, Unsummon. This is going to be tight. Drawing a forest there has got to be fantastic for them. It lets them activate the Implement of Ferocity, but not only that. Okay, I'm like, it might give them access to pump spells. However, looks like we got them. Because that was backbreaking. And this is why Unsummon and Blink of an Eye kind of effects are pretty darn good. Yeah, so they're just dead on board. We get to go Shed Weakness and win the game. Whew. Got a little dicey at the end there. When they had their own Blink of an Eye, that makes the combat math change a lot. But I think that holding off... I mean, it ended up being the right decision. It seemed like their deck wasn't the style of deck to hold up negates and dive downs and things like that, so... It turned out pretty well for us, and on we go. Well, here we have game 2. Our opponent already mulliganed, but our hand seems good. I like what we've got going on here. Nothing crazy. Don't have, like, turn 1 Mist into next. Oh, ooh, boy. Yeah, that could be an issue for them. They did keep on top, so we might still get a game. But this is looking... Generally, when they're 2 cards down, that's pretty good for us. We are on the draw, which is a pretty big disadvantage when we're trying to be super aggressive. Oh, they're a rat colony. Interesting. That's certainly a thing. That might be good enough here. It can race pretty fast. We will be able to unsummon. Shed Weakness should be really good. Ooh, that's a lot of damage fast. That's a lot of damage fast. Dive down is actually going to be great. So let's go send an attack. And then we're going to play Deeproot Warrior and I guess hold up Dive Down because that'll make it a 2/5. So we can block and kill one unless they have 2 here. Which they might. Certainly possible. Well then. I can return at least 1. Ooh, this might be tough. This might be really tough. So I can choose to block if I want. I'm trying to think about this. Yeah, I think that we do. And go Cartouche of Knowledge onto the Deeproot Warrior. We can hold up Shed Weakness and Dive Down. Or I can play Mist-Cloaked and hold up Dive Down. And we're just going to hold back, unfortunately. Because they might be able to get another rat colony and go to 6. Or go to 5 or 6. But yeah. Now we can still stop that. Because this goes to 6, so it stops the 5 one. Okay, then. Get to dive down that. And if we can stall out long enough, I think that we've got a really good chance of beating them. Like, they're not going to get anything but rat colonies and lands, right? Although, they're drawing a lot more gas than we are, which is certainly the problem right now. Rat Colony might just be insane in this format, honestly. Shaper Apprentice, sure. At this point, I think we want to attack the Deeproot Warrior and trade the Shaper Apprentice. We've got to try and race a little bit. Man, we just need them to hit a blank one turn. I'm hoping to get them small enough that Deeproot Warrior can block them. But, oh man, yeah, we're just really flooding. I can't really block and hope to win, so I think that I'm just going to attack. And hopefully they'll hit a blank here, eventually. They mulliganed twice, but this flood really has evened things up. Yep. Oh, I mean, that's unfortunate. Just a lot of lands. But it was a good game. That's a sweet idea. I mean, Rat Colony, I didn't even think that it was a common. I kind of forgot about that. I do like my Rat Colony, and it's very aggressive when you can get it going off. Problem is that you don't have any flexibility. If anything comes to be a hiccup in that at all, then you don't have any way out of it, because all you're going to do is draw lands in Rat Colony, which can be problematic. Wasn't there, because all they do is Rat Colonies. Let's go. Okay, this hand is great. We get to go Mist-Cloaked Herald into Jade Bearer or Shaper Apprentice. Probably Apprentice. But nice start. A little heavy on the lands. We don't want a lot of lands in this deck. We saw last game, I mean, having 8 was incredibly bad for us. That's double what we have now, I get, but we only have 2 4-drops in the whole deck, and everything else is 3 or less, so we really don't want a lot of land. Having 8 is incredibly awful. Oh, wow, okay, so... do I change my mind? I think I change my mind. Play Mist-Cloaked and Slam. And now we get Shaper Apprentice next turn. It's close. Both of them add a similar amount of power to the board. This adds 2, this technically adds 3, and it gives us a little bit of a boost this turn. So it's slightly better for aggression. Oh, and our opponent stumbled on mana. Alright, well, that's probably the game. Yeah, I was gonna say, they're just gonna concede here. We play Shaper Apprentice, there's no way they're coming back. In Pauper, that's one of the things to remember in this. Like, traditional Pauper, there's some ways to get out of really bad situations like that. But in this, there's no, like, board wipes. You're not gonna have, like, any kind of golden demise or anything like that. They're all uncommons. So there's not really any way to get out of a hole that deep. You're not going to get massive 2-for-1s or 3-for-1s. There's not really a great way to do that. So that just ends up with games like that. If you stumble a little bit, you end it real fast. Whew. Well, I'm going to have to mulligan this one. Our opponent's going first, which is already pretty big downside, and we don't have any way to play any card in our hand. So yeah, we've got to be a little careful. Opponent mulligan 2, so that's nice. Now we'll keep... I don't love it, because Jade Bearer doesn't put a counter on anything else. I don't want another Cartouche of Knowledge. Like, we really need another creature here, because currently with just, like, River Heralds, Boons, and Jade Bearer, all of it is stuff that helps us if we have extra creatures. Oh, I wonder if this is a token list. Whoa, wait, 3 colors. Ooh, don't see that a whole lot. This might be like my first non-aggro deck. A 3rd River Herald Boon is really bad for us. This could be the end of the run. This hand is kind of awful. That helps a lot. Like, we really desperately needed something like Deeproot Warrior. We've got to find a way to dump all these River Herald's Boons. Jungleborn Pioneer would be fantastic. Probably the best thing. Because that would give us multiple creatures to do things with right now. Alright. Just beat them in the air. I'm curious as to why they're 3 colors. Jade Guardian. And with the wind. Ah, okay. And now I can't really deal with it. Sick. Wow, that's just an insane draw. Wow, that's insane. Woo! Yeah, that's some pretty good hits. Oh no, and more lands. Excellent. Well, I have no choice but to raise. Pretty obviously. At this point, heck. Just send it all in. My only chance is to make them be defensive with Jade Guardian, or that they get, like, too offensive with it, and we can swing back. Plain Opt. Okay. I guess that they just have to rely on 100% getting a hexproof creature, and then having the enchantments to put on it. And if they draw one or the other without, like... If they don't draw them together, if they draw just enchantments or just Jade Guardians, then their deck instantly dies. Yeah, that seems to be the plan, so that's why they're using, like, opts and things. It is quite a plan. Whew. And unfortunately, we are back into the whole flood and not have any units thing. I guess that we do this. There's no real way for us to get out of this now. Pretty unlucky. It's too bad. If we actually had creatures, we might have had a chance here. And this is just such a great hit. Didn't have any unsummons anyways, I suppose. So even if they had something else that didn't have hexproof. Yeah, now they've got a million chump blockers. So pretty unlikely that we can get out of this. And another land. Wow. Alright. Yeah, having a third of all of our lands, probably not the best. We're less than a quarter of the way through our deck, and we've got a third of all of our lands. So, a couple of really, really awkward draws here that kind of killed our run. But you can see what the deck is trying to do, and we've done really well with it before. I think that this deck is actually quite solid. Just need to have a little bit more luck than that. We talked about it lots before, and when you have a good deck and you play well, you don't always win. Magic is fun like that. Magic is, it's much like poker, right? It's gonna be like 70% skill, 60-70% skill, but then there's always that chance that you just don't have real games to play. So unfortunately here, we had a couple of those, we had a couple of those no-skill kind of things where it didn't really matter what I did. I don't think we could dig our way out of them. But it was pretty cool. I hope that you like the deck, and I will, of course, be back next week with some more Magic Arena. So thanks, everybody, for stopping by, and big shout-outs again to all the subs and patrons, and to, of course, my sponsor, Ink Gaming, for helping make this possible. And we will see you then.